you and your brother have a unconventional way of dealing with women that love social media, that love attention and validation, and you kind of profit from it, right?
Yeah,
so I wanted to present you guys with some other opportunities, some other ways of dealing with this, because not everybody wants to get into a conventional, boyfriend, girlfriend type of relationship. There's other ways to do things in the world today, as you understand it. So tell our viewers about webcam studios and OnlyFans and how you use these women to, make some money. I mean, you've basically become these digital pimps that have made a fairly large fortune from what I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because women, I think everything you've said so far, I've been watching from the beginning, and you've absolutely nailed it. Everything you've said is completely true. You've completely hit the nail on the head. Females have evolved to be accepted by groups. Correct. Have you ever noticed, like, they do these social media campaigns, like those stupid things, like put a black picture up for Black Lives Matter, and every single chick does it because they like the group thing, right? They want to be accepted.
Every single chick in beta male, black screen.
Every single one. So chicks evolved for groupthink, and you put it exactly perfectly. Social media is the ultimate groupthink test, isn't it? Do Correct. People like me? Am I accepted?
Yeah.
And so women are more addicted to it than men. And I'll be truthful. I'm addicted to social media. I know a lot of guys who are. I find myself on my phone 8 hours a day doing something or arguing with somebody on Twitter, or like even the men here who are watching it, if we're all honest with ourselves, a lot of us are addicted. So imagine how addictive it is for a female with their evolutionary imperative. Sorry, Karen.
And by the way, if you want to see how addicted you are to social platforms, there's an app that you can either install on a Chrome browser or on your phone. It's called Rescue Time. It'll get you a report at the end of the week, and it'll tell you how much time you're spending on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, whatever it is that you've got installed on your phone. It's ridiculous. Like, guys do it too, for sure. But it's in a different sequence of events. Like, we're not sitting there posting booty pics of ourselves.
Yeah. Oh, no, we're not. But you're right. So women have absolutely evolved for this. And then on top of it, you said something else, which is completely true. Like every good business, right? Social media companies have designed their product to be as addictive as possible. Like every good business should. Like you can't blame them for this. They wouldn't be very good businessmen if they didn't. So it's an extremely addictive product. And I think one of the largest things that social media gives women that it doesn't give men is it gives huge opportunity.
Correct.
And this is one of the things that women get from it. Like if you're a normal chick, but you manage to amass 1 million followers on Instagram, your life has changed. It's not just about likes anymore. Now it's about sponsorships and travel and.
Have you ever seen what happens to women when they lose their Instagram account and they've got a large following? They lose their fucking minds. They cry. Yep. They threaten to commit suicide. It's unreal.
Because it's their entire identity, right?
Exactly.
And it's usually their income. It's usually how they travel, and it's how they validate themselves. Like it's a huge part of who they are. So that's why they'll post that Black Lives Matter post. Like they don't want to get banned. They'll do anything it takes, So you've already nailed all that, and you've got it all completely right. And what you've said about Frame again is absolutely completely right. You got it all right. And a lot of the girls who work for me, for example, they have large Instagram followings and they're on Instagram a lot. What's actually interesting is, in some ways, the industry I'm in, if anyone's watching this, me and my brother run a webcam studio. In some ways, the industry I'm in can kind of help. And the way it can kind of help is we can convince our girls, like, look, why are you fucking around for likes when you should be fucking around for dollars? And that kind of helps us in some regard. But the girls who I'm seeing who aren't working for me, and there's a few of them, a lot of them are addicted to social media. And the one they're most addicted to, it used to be Instagram, but this new thing, fucking TikTok, they live on that. They live on TikTok. They're scrolling and watching TikTok all day long, and trying to get them to stop, as you've already stated, is extremely difficult. It's not easy. So any guy who's trying to attempt it or trying to get his girl off her phone, you said it right. If she's not in your frame, you're asking her to give up a lot.
I'll put it to you this way. Unless she's running a business, she's a celebrity, she's a fitness model, and she needs a social media platform to sell shit. I don't know, thin teas, exercise programs, whatever. Okay. If that's not what she does for a living, she has no business being on social media with a public account. Have a private account for your friends. You can take some pictures when you travel. That's it.
Yeah.
That's my view anyway.
No, I completely agree with you. And I think that's one of the number one ways. So if of the few girls I'm seeing, a few of them are big on TikTok, not so much Instagram. They have a few thousand, but one of the girls is really, really big on TikTok, right?
Yeah.
And I think what I understand and what you have to understand as a man is if you're asking a woman to not use social media so much, you're asking her to limit her access or give up a lot of the time she spends creating opportunities, even if it's not opportunities to just cheat on you, but it's opportunities to do a whole bunch of stuff, right? So it's going to be very addictive for them. And what I always try and do, especially if the girls in my frame, is what you have to do is offer something in return. If someone's going to give something up, you have to give something else, right? You have to balance it. So you said you've been asked this question a lot. I've been asked this question too. And none of this stuff's going to work unless she's in your frame. But if you can try and identify the fact that she's on social media, and what I always find works, and this works for me, if you make her feel like she would be far more unique and interesting if she wasn't on social media, that's going to start and put the prick in her brain. So I'll say little things like, "You're always on TikTok." She's like, "Yeah." I go, "Yeah, I know lots of girls who do that." Little things like, "Well, all stupid girls do that." Mm-hmm. You know, and they'll sit there and go, "What do you mean?" I say, "I don't know. I've known a lot of girls who live on their phones." And how old are you? "Oh, I'm 19. "Yeah, you're 19. That kind of thing, you know, and it kind of gets in their head a little bit. And they're like, "Oh, well," and they start to think, you know, and it has to be a gradual process. You're not just be able to come along and, like you said, and have the talk. That ain't going to work. You have to slowly and point out to her, "Look, you'll be a more unique, more interesting. I'm going to love you more if you put your fucking phone down."
What do you tell women when they say to you, "Andrew, you're just controlling. You're like my ex-boyfriend, Andrew. You're just controlling. You can't do that."
Yeah, I get a lot of that. And I say, "Yeah, I am controlling." I say, "Yeah, I'm controlling because you know what? If I'm going to care about you, I'm going to be controlling. So we have a few choices here. Like I'm not going to force you to do anything you don't want to do. I'm not a bad person. But if you want me to take you seriously as an individual, I don't expect you to be talking to men on Instagram. Now, if you want to talk to men on Instagram, that's your choice. But if you ever want me to take you seriously and care about you, then you have to stop doing that. It's up to you." And you basically give them an ultimatum. You say, "Look, you can continue to act like a hoe and I'll treat you like a hoe. Or you can get your act together and I'll treat you like something else." So
and I always like to give credit where credit's due, because I've heard you say it's either comply or goodbye.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. Yeah.
Yeah. It basically has to be, right? Because if she's going to say, "No, I'm going to sit here and message all these men on Instagram," and you're going to continue to see her and treat her like a queen and fuck her and love her and invite her around every night, why would she stop? Like, why would she? Let's reverse it for a second, Richard. Would you stop? Let's be honest with ourselves.
Listen, if I was a woman, I'd be doing the same thing for the most part. I mean, it's going to be hardwired, one, and two, there's a lot of women that can make a lot of money on social media if they're beautiful and they're smart and they approach it the right way. But they need some guidance. They need some boundaries. So talk about, you know, how you convert them from, you know, a date, a girlfriend that you're seeing to, "You know what, since you like social media so much, let's go make some money at this."
Yeah. So the webcam angle. So I have girls who obviously work for me. I have girls who don't work for me. The webcam
How many cam girls do you have right now?
Right now, it's not nearly as big as before. I have 4 girls now.
Okay.
I'm scaling way back. We used to have a really big studio and all the headache that went with it. You know, it's kind of crazy. People say, "You had 75 girls. That must have been wild." And I said, it was probably the worst period of my life. It was nothing but.
Bro, I told you like a year and a half ago, we were messaging on DM. You're like, "Let's get on a stream and we'll talk." I'm like, "I'm not hiring chicks, dude. I don't want to work with women," right?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying now, right?
Oh, hey, I know. I've always known what you're saying, my friend. You're completely right. You're completely right. So I have 4 now who've been with me for a long time, and they basically know exactly what to do, and they know the game and that kind of thing. But those kind of girls are actually, in some ways, once they've become veteran cam girls or veteran OnlyFans girls, whatever, they're not so bad because they're not going to sit on Instagram and message some guy for free. Like, why would they? If they're going to message someone, they're going to message a guy on OnlyFans who's paying per message. So once they become all about the money, it's actually easier.
Do you have these 4 girls on cam plus OnlyFans?
Yeah, both. They do both of them. Yeah, they do.
Okay,
cam.
so they run both platforms. Yeah. They probably feed off each other, right?
Completely. So you get all of your OnlyFans guys from cam, basically. When you're on cam, you sign up a bunch of OnlyFans guys. And then OnlyFans itself, they can DM guys, and they can DM guys with a photo that's blurred out, right? So they can DM a guy and say, "Oh my God, look at, oh my God, I'm so wet," or whatever, and a blurred photo, and there'll be a price tag. And the dude will be like, "Is this worth $10 to see what she's talking about?" And as long as it's like copywriting, right? You come up with some good copy, you get a blurred pic, and you send it out. So the girls are working their phones for money. So those girls I don't have problems with. The girls I have problems with stuck on Instagram and TikTok are the girls who don't work for money. Those ones are much worse because they're doing it for likes. And that really bothers me, Richard, because I'm like, if you're going to sit your ass on your phone for free, that really upsets me. You know, at least get paid. Like, what's wrong with you?
I'm gonna drop a video here in the chat. I don't know if you've seen this, but Charisma on Command is a channel. I don't follow it, but somebody sent me this video, and it's the surprising psychology of OnlyFans, and then it says simps after that, and it breaks down exactly why OnlyFans is so popular and why simps throw so much money at it. Okay. So Andrew and his brother have just figured out a way to monetize it, and it's like, okay, well, we have supply and demand here. We have demand from simps who want the attention of these girls, and we have these girls that want attention. And then you have these high value guys that basically say, all right, I'm going to connect you two and be the broker of this exchange, right?
Yep. Basically.
How much money does a girl make on an average month with their OnlyFans and their cam work?
So it really varies. It completely varies. You have girls who make nothing and you have girls who make fortunes. I'd say a very average girl, very average, if she's dedicated, will bring in about 10K a month. A good girl can do 50. You know, I have some girls.
How much of that does she keep, and how much of it do you take?
Yeah, so if we talk about the actual industry, that is all dependent on your personal dynamic with the girl, right? So if a girl comes to you and it's pure business, if it's just business and she approaches you to just do the technical side of things and give her guidance and just be the manager, etc., she's not going to want to give you a very high percent. But if she's your chick, if she's been with you for years or she really loves you and she trusts you completely, well, then you can say, look, you're going to do this because I don't want you in some normal job where your manager is hitting on you every 5 seconds. And I don't want you sitting around my house living off me. So you're going to do this, and you can buy a handbag or whatever. But the rest of it, I'm going to look after our family, and it's going to go with me, and I'm going to handle it. So I have some girls who might make 50 or 60, and they might take 5 a month, and the rest is for me because I'm in charge of the finances because I'm the man. I'm in charge of the house. Mm-hmm. So it's all about the dynamic. But I have other girls who work for me, and it's pure business, and it's just business, and I might take 20%, for example. So that's all about the personal relationship with the girl, right? But the industry itself, yeah, it's all based on attention. And this is why girls do it. This is one of the things people say, how do you get girls to be cam girls? And I say, you're asking a girl to sit there and get unlimited compliments and get loads of money. It ain't really that hard to say, look, why are you a waitress when you could do this instead? They'll put up the false moral obligation. I'd never do that. Yes.
Well, women love to sell purity, right? Like they like to sell innocence and purity to guys.
Yeah, exactly. Because they think that's what we want to hear. And I'm like,
but I mean, they'd be doing it anyway if you're not with them. Another picture, another 100 likes, another 1,000 likes, another 5,000 likes, whatever.
And this is the thing. So these girls who are famous on Instagram are only a nipple cover away from what my girls do. Like We're talking about a few pixels, you know, like, so it is what it is.
Cool. All right. So I want to start to wrap this up. You've got some programs that teach guys how to do this sort of stuff. It's on CobraTate.com.
Yeah, on CobraTate.com, I teach guys, if you ever want to run a webcam studio or an OnlyFans studio, I teach you exactly how to recruit girls, how to train them, how to teach all the technical side of everything, the best way to make money from the girls, the best way to make sure the girls continue to work for you, et cetera, et cetera. I teach it all on CobraTate.com. And that might be a path to take. Like, I know you're saying you get a lot of guys who are asking, how do I get my girl to quit social media? Well, if she really loves you and you've been together a while, tell her if she's so addicted to social media, she can pay the rent. Maybe that will help. I don't know.
That was my point. Exactly. Yeah.
You know, there's like, you can do something useful with it. But for my, even I'll be honest with you, Richard, my girls don't work for me who have these big Instagram followings. To take them away from it is extremely difficult. This is their identity. It's very hard to get them off this thing. It's really cancerous, you know, and you have to understand. The vast majority
of guys end up into a big spat with them. They don't know how to respond to it. She's pointing and sputtering at him, saying that he's controlling and that's not fair, or guys do it too, or some shit like that. Yeah. No, and no.
Yeah, it doesn't work because the thing is, like, females love emotional response from you anyway. I kind of learned this the hard way when I was running my business, but people always think of my industry or pimps or whatever. They think of us as these big, mean guys who scream and stuff, right? But the truth is, if a girl doesn't behave, I do the absolute opposite. I'm not going to sit there and scream at her because that's unlimited attention. That's, even if it's negative attention, it's still attention. If I'm taking time out my day to scream at her, she's still benefiting in some way. All you can do is retract attention. So if a girl isn't, with my girls who don't work, who are addicted to social media, if they won't put their phone down, I'm not going to scream at them to put it down. I'm going to say, you're one of those girls who are always on Instagram. And then I'm going to start to reply slower. and I'm going to make it clear why I'm doing it. And if she doesn't give a shit, because some girls don't, and she goes, oh, well, fuck Tate, I'll just go fuck someone else. Well, then she was always going to fuck someone else anyway. And you just have to be a man about it and move on. That's all you can really do, you know?
That's it.